spraying on stuff.
like they can smell you, bro.
Smell, like,
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we are on with my boys, my Ohio family tonight. So go ahead and share this live wherever y'all are. Share this live, man. These two are pound for pound great writers, producers, just everything that they put their hands to do, they do well, and they make it happen. We're gonna talk a little bit tonight about some music, talk a little bit about getting sexy in the weight room. We're gonna talk. Yeah, we're gonna talk about production, man. We're gonna talk about song placements. We're gonna talk about relationships and networking. You know, and what I really appreciate about you guys, before we really get into it, is that, you know, you guys have achieved some levels of success, but you've always remained, you know, consistent. You know what I'm saying? It was never on some like, yo, we Grammy nominated writers, like, yo, we Stellar Award winning writers. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? You guys just keep it G, keep it 100, man. And, you know, whenever I see you guys, is always love, and I greatly appreciate you for that. Everybody that's logging on, please share. We're gonna laugh a little bit tonight. I got
for sure.
Definitely.
For sure.
Oh man. I promise you. Hey, Jonathan Dunn, how you doing, man?
JD said, yeah, man. I told Juante I told Juante that I was gonna reach out. Yeah, man.
Yeah, buddy. I got my Ohio connection on tonight, and it's about to be some real love. We're about to help some people tonight. There are some songwriters out there. There are some creatives out there. There are, you know, people who are, you know, in the gospel world, and we're gonna talk about health, the importance of health. We're out here trying to minister to people, and you know, we're sick. So, here we go. Well,
let's do it.
Juan, what's this, Juan? Juan, look at the screen. What's this?
Tune of worship.
Wow.
Hey.
Wow.
Hey, man.
What's that? 14 years ago, man. It's 14 years ago.
I remember y'all came to Jersey, man. That was love.
Yeah.
That was great.
You know, the main thing I remember about coming to Jersey is when I taught All For You. And praise, yes.
Yeah.
And so praise and worship was a little corny back then. And so for me to teach it and then to hear we in Jersey, we on the East Coast, so to hear the tenors say, "Here I sing gets all for you, receive our dancing gets all for you."
Facts.
Oh man.
But that's definitely the part that I'm talking about, man. Like Monte, man, you guys you were doing it before it was really catching on, and you know what I mean? You never let it change you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like you still rock the same way, still producing quality music, still writing great music, man. And yeah, I remember that. Bro, your range was crazy.
Your
range was crazy on that.
Was, man. Yeah. Listen.
It's yeah. I remember that. But ladies and gentlemen, we have Amante Lacey and we have Juante Hall. If you listen to any of the discussions with me and Jonathan Dunn, Juante is his partner, co-writer. What you're hearing, the songs that come, Juante is a major contributor to that. You know, I think it's important that we really understand the importance of having those good relationships that you can build together, you can grow together. And he'll share a little bit in a minute about just how long he's been writing, producing, and just the progress of all of that. So I just wanted to introduce you guys. Real quick, Monte, man, say what's up to our people. Say what's up to our people tonight.
What's up, family? What's good? What's good? What's good? I am so glad to be here with my boy Jason Moody. You know, although I used to live in Jersey, I still claim Jersey a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I know we ran into each other maybe twice out there. My kids are still out there, and so it's all love, bro. It's all love.
Yo, that's what's up. That's what's up. We got my man Juante Hall.
What's up? What's up? I'm just that's it. Just Juante, man. I'm just here for it, man. You know, I got nothing.
Oh man, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Let's get into it because I kind of needed a little bit of levity and in conversations, man. Just guys we can extract from. We can laugh a little bit while we do it, and then leave stronger. When we were done. Man. So Monte, how long you been writing, bro? Music, songs.
I've been writing since my record came out. Juante came out 2006. So I think I started writing for real. Like I started writing probably 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably around there.
Got you. Yo, Juan, how long have you been producing?
Man,
all the way back.
All the way back to, really, I can't even, man, I can't even think. 25 years, 25 years, 20 years.
Yo, good stuff. All right.
Yeah, bro.
That's good stuff. So, we got some vets on tonight that's gonna share, a little bit.
It's hard to hear. It's hard to hear when you say vets,
No, you
bro.
guys, I kind of squirrel like 25.
So, Jason, JD will tell you and Juante that I'm the baby out of it all, and so when you call me a vet, not only does it make Juante feel old, it has to make Jonathan feel ancient.
Well, both of them are rocking gray beards now.
Right.
That wisdom.
Right.
That's that veteran wisdom. See, you just got the little flash.
No. There's more to it. There's more to it. Trust me. I'm not gonna be out here lying.
Oh.
So, but yeah, man, that's good stuff, man. So, Monte, man, what was one of your biggest placements?
Probably Israel more and more.
Yeah. Israel.
Probably. I'm not sure.
Probably. How big was that Byron Cage situation? You had the title song, right? Or it was the single?
Yeah. It was the single.
Okay.
Well, I can't really I feel like they all kind of played a big part. Like the first three played a big part with Champion, Great and Mighty, and More. They all kind of played a big part. One, what was I about to say? Champion being the first one, but it was more in the gospel world.
Yeah.
Great and Mighty became for Byron, which was a blessing, became a staple for him.
Yo, I still love that joint today, bro.
I can't listen. It's one though, and we talk about. I met him back in 2002, and it wasn't on some music stuff. I just ran into him, shook his hand, and kept it moving. And so 8 years later, he came asking for the song, and so I don't know Byron at all. I know me and Juante have worked with him. Juante had a song on that record also. I don't know. We've never talked about one. Do you know him personally?
Nope. I met him
come on. There we go. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
And so that's the amazing piece about how a song can move for you as you're not going anywhere. You're at home, and something like that just kind of take off, and so it's a blessing. And it's one of those situations kind of let you don't have to work so hard, to be noticed, to meet someone. Really, if you put out something quality, people will come for it. People will come for it. You got to do your work. You got to go out and promote and do this. But I remember when Jonathan wrote on "Be Exalted" for Marvin.
Yeah.
And I remember going to Walmart and seeing that in Walmart, and it was not just in a regular section. It was like it's the first thing you see before you go into the music area. Thinking to
Teddy Rock.
Yo, we can't hear you. He cut off. Yo, go out and come back in. Go out and come back in. Yo, we joked about that, and it happened. But we'll let him come back in a minute, man. But Juan, we're gonna talk about you too, man, with the placement. So you didn't have a relationship with him. How did he get the song?
So it's funny, man. It was a weird situation. Like, I believe for that record, because that record, it was the same year. I think Byron did his, and then Marvin did his record as well. So it was like all around the same. All the places was around the same time. But I got a call from Aaron Lindsay, random call. Like, I mean, I don't know if Dunn told him, like, hey, call Juan, he got some music. I don't know what happened, but it was like a random, like, hey, what's up? Hey, man, this is Aaron. Like, we need some tunes. Like, I got some stuff going on. I need some tunes.
Yeah.
And so me and Dunn had some stuff that we had not put out yet. One of those songs was Throne, that's on that Byron Cage record. Like, we had it done. It never made, it's finished and everything. It just never made the cut. And so I sent that to Aaron along with Glory that made that record, and that made Marvin's record, and I forget which one of Dunn's songs was on which one of the other Dunn songs was on the I Win record, but it just happened like that, man. Like, literally off Aaron.
So the relationship was with the producer.
Yes.
Got you. Okay, Monte, finish.
Okay, wait. So I'm back. I can hear you. I can't hear Juante at all.
Can you hear me, Jason?
Yeah, nope. I can't hear him at all. This is definitely a Teddy Riley. All right, I'm gonna call back one more time. I'm so embarrassed. I'm gonna call back one more time.
Okay. It's okay. Oh. Hey.
I told you this is gonna be a clowning night. Gosh. Okay. So the relationship was with the producer.
Yeah.
So even if you don't have a relationship with the artist, it's always good to have a relationship with the person connected that's helping line things up and pulling in material. So
anybody that's helping line things up, pulling in material, like the Amber Bullock situation.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, Isaiah Freeman.
Yeah.
He had Amber and was like, hey, Juan, they're looking for tunes. I did some work with him, and he was like, they're looking for tunes. And so I sent the song to him, and he gave it to Amber. Amber was like, I got to do it.
By the way, that was a great interpretation, bro.
Yeah,
it is nothing like people getting your material and interpreting it well. That nobody else. Yeah, she did a great job. PJ produced it well. It was a great interpretation of that song.
Mm-hmm.
So Monte, man, the placement, you didn't know him, you got placed. And yeah.
First of all, I just want to say, without words, Juante don't have to say nothing. The way he's looking at the way he is looking at me with all that judgment.
Wait, this was the ultimate judgment right here. Look at that comment. Look at that comment.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
What about that picture though? That picture that does on his record, his
Now listen, no. Here we go. If you're gonna make jokes on Jonathan, that's you by yourself.
I'm not making jokes.
Because what I'm saying is, I can't take an L on live because I already know how that's gonna go. I can't do it, bro.
It won't stop. It won't stop.
I'm giving a compliment. I'm talking about the way it all came together. But anyway, because nobody's gonna support me. Y'all gonna
I was just saying, basically, yeah, I think I've talked to Byron once on the phone.
Yeah.
And so he's one of the artists that I don't know that I've written for. And again, like my testimony is I've never sat down and wrote a song for somebody. Like, it's never happened. Every song that's been picked up, they've either heard it on my record, or they may have heard me do it do a song live, like at a show or something. They see it on YouTube or whatever, and call me like, "Yo, can I get that song?"
Yeah, good stuff.
So yeah, I don't know. I know me. I'll be honest. Like, I'll be completely honest and transparent. Like, I don't know if I have the gift to sit down and write for another artist. Like, I just don't. My mind, for some reason, I know even writing someone sending me music and me writing to it, I struggle with it big time.
Yeah.
And so it's usually just me standing in my lane and doing exactly what I do best, and then letting everything else kind of fall into place.
Mm-hmm. Yo, that's good to know, because some people don't know, and they're struggling with, their process, and thinking that it has to be something else. So you just said it. For you, you basically write for you.
Yeah.
Someone else hears it and they want to pick it up. You don't really write well if somebody sends you a track, but someone else, they need that track to
need that track. Yeah.
Yeah, for direction purposes. Juan, is that your process as well?
Somewhat. My process is I just make the music. Like, I've written maybe 3, like, lyrically, I've maybe written 3 whole songs in my whole career. Now, I've written bits and pieces of stuff, but with other people. But pretty much I make the music, and a lot of stuff that me and Dunn did, I would just make music. I was like, "Hey man, check out this track." He's like, "Man, I'm gonna write to that." You know what I'm saying? And that's how that goes. And a lot of times I send stuff to Monte, and like he said, we have to be in the moment. Like, some stuff we'll do in concert and we'll collab. We'll go to a vibe like the band, and he'll sing. It's like, that's a song. But if I send him something, it's like, well, hey, so that's his process. Yeah, that's how I write. I mean, that's my thing.
Good stuff. Monte, there's a question on the screen. When you're writing for you, what's your process? Is it quiet room? Is it you and your guitar?
I talk about it sometimes, about my songwriting process. And first of all, I always say that I don't say everybody, but a lot of people's songwriting process is different. It just looks different. Just like a lot of people learn different. And so for me, I've never successfully sat down to write a song. It won't work for me. And most of the time it comes to me while I'm sleeping, driving. I hear somebody say something, or I'm listening to my pastor preach, but never do I got a music room. Never do I wake up and go in my music room and write a song. I've tried it. And sometimes I'm like, Monte, you gotta be more disciplined. And I would sit there for hours and write some of the worst songs. I think I might be helping somebody. And I think that process is what holds a lot of people back as songwriters, because they feel like they got to sit down and write a song. And so you sit there in front of a computer or with your keyboard or guitar, and you start writing, and what you're writing is terrible because that's not your process. And so you got to find what your process is as a songwriter to get in that river. And the point is knowing where your river is and getting in that river, because if you don't, you're going to constantly keep banging your head trying to figure out, trying to be something that you're not.
And it works from a production standpoint. Like, just do what you do. Don't try to do what other people do. Do what you do and do it well. And somebody's gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? So
I was thinking the other day that, songwriters, producers, artists, if you are extremely confident about what you do. If you're 100% confident, like you have nothing, like you're not worried about, like, I got this, there's something wrong. I think all a little bit self-conscious about our songwriting, about our music, and about our process, but that's what makes us great. I think that's what makes everybody their own artist, their own producer, songwriter. It's because there's a little question in there that wondering, like, we all kind of need somebody, unless you're Prince, you need somebody to tell you, hey, that's good or it's not good. I know we were in the process of trying to put out this single, and the main issue was we weren't sure if the single was good. Now, we know I felt like the single was great. Juante thought it was great, and everyone that we let sing it or hear it, they all thought it was great. But there were a couple companies that thought, no. And here's the thing: the jury's still out about it. Like, we don't know. I think we're gonna take a shot and see what happens. But we as professional as well traveled we still don't know everything.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So let me ask you guys, how do you know if your songs are for a greater audience or your immediate local congregation or your immediate city?
Woo.
I'll say this, because I'm always the one that I'd never know. Now I know it's a good song. Me personally, I'm like, that's a good song. But Amante is the one that's like, bro, we can't sing that song. They can't sing that song in church. Or, bro, that's a good song, but the verse is too long. But I'm like, you know, that's Amonte's thing. I'm like, man, this is a dope song. Let's put it out. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, so.
Well, my issue is that unfortunately, but fortunately, I've been saying it for probably at least 15 years. There is gospel radio, but it's not big, and so we don't have as much access as the world does. And so our radio right now, realistically, is the church, and so that kind of puts me in a good situation because I write worship music, or someone who writes choir music. They're in a good situation because they have access. Churches always need music, and so as a worship leader or a songwriter or a choir director, whatever, there's always going to be a place for our music to be played, and so when Juante will throw an idea at me, a song, that's the first thing I think about, because I don't have radio right now. Right now, I don't have radio, and so I have to think about who's going to be singing my music, you know. And so who's going to sing it? Like, it's great when someone loves your songs and they play it at home, but it's a whole nother situation when you get that notification on your phone where someone tags you because they're doing your song at their church. Especially, and what's even more amazing is when they tag you because they're doing one of your songs and you haven't even released that song yet.
Yeah,
you know, so that you haven't released that song yet. So when someone tags you like more than once, like 100 times, different churches are singing your song and you haven't even released it, at that point you realize, okay, we might have something here.
We might have something
here, but you just never know until it's been released.
Yo, man, that's great stuff. So, Lynn, I hope definitely that was something to help you as you are continuing to write. Shout out to my boy, Brother Haas, in the building. Shout out to Brother Haas in the building. That's great stuff, man. So personally, guys, give me your personal song, like the song you like. Yo, this is my go-to. Like, I wrote it, I produced it. If anybody want to hear anything that I've done, my work, like, bam.
I'll let you go first, Juante.
No, Doc, you got it. All my songs are my favorites, man. No, I'm just
playing. All your songs?
No, just playing. No, realistically, I've done a lot of songs that like don't have any major play, that didn't make me play. But the one that I did do that I really thought, like, I really kind of production wise and like opened up, I think would be the song "Glory." Like, that song is kind of like the essence of it, and that's on Marvin's record, I Win record.
Lord, release the sound. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yo.
And I remember where I was.
Oh, wait, hey, Juan, hold on. So whenever I let people hear that song, right, I almost wish Cole would release that joint, yo.
Oh, he killed it.
Bro, that riff that he does towards the end, that goes on for like measures, bro. And it's just, gosh, man.
No, yeah. And here's the thing, I nail that run all the time at home. Only at home. I'll never do it out live. It's so good, man.
Yo, he was feeling that song. Like, wherever I don't know where he was in his life. I don't know what was going on in his life. I just know I'm hearing him sing it, And then when he gets to let it release, like, I'm like, yo, son, how?
Yeah, he killed.
How?
Question. I have a question.
Yeah.
I've never heard on Marvin's record. Did he attempt it?
No.
No. Smart man. Smart man.
Yeah. You know what? But you know what? I noticed though too, like with the translations of Juan's work with Marvin, it's almost like he's coached on some of it. Like he's very simple or very basic. Like he sings it, he executes it, but you know, he don't try to like, you know, really go. I think probably the closest one that I probably heard him open up on was Be Exalted and I feel the presence of the, like those two. I think he really opened up a little that I heard from his joints.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, but with that, no, I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
But yeah, Marvin does a great job in doing those. I mean, it's, you know, Dunn sings the song so wonderfully is what I'll say.
That's what I'm gonna say. It's not fair.
These songs are tailored. Not fair. They're like tailored to like when Dunn writes a song for himself. They're like, I've watched his process. You know, I'll give him a track, and I've seen him sit in his car with his little pen and paper. He's like, oh yeah, this is it. And go in the studio and do this stuff. Like, I've worked with him for years, and when he puts a song together and he gets it in his head, bro, it's unfair for somebody else to try to do that song like he did it, because he's just
with that being said, Juante, I'm gonna speak to you right now in the Holy Ghost.
Oh my shit.
With that being said, I want the world to hear this. Stop trying to get me to do a Jonathan Dunn song then. He told me a couple weeks ago, and I said, no, bro. Like, I have never successfully sang a Jonathan Dunn song. It's always out of my range. It's either too high or too low. And so what happens is it's always on video.
Hey.
The only way I survive is if I have to scream on a Jonathan Dunn song. And I don't want to scream all the time.
Monte, you're not getting away with that. You're not getting away with a song being too high. Not tonight.
What happens is, Jay, the way Dunn does his songs, the keys, that E flat key, that F, those keys start out in one range, and if you sing up here, if you got to go up here, so Dunn knows he's singing a song, like if it's gonna start low and he has to go up there, it's gonna be like in a lower key, so he can hit those high ranges. But somebody that don't do that can't sing that low but sings high,
right,
they great hit.
I got to start here.
Right.
Yeah, so that's, you're right. But Back to the Garden is a song for you, bro. I've been trying to.
Hey, Monte, you can definitely do that.
It's in my top 5 favorite Jonathan Dunn songs. It's in my top 5 favorite Jonathan Dunn. My number one is Be Exalted. There's never been a time I've heard it live and I have not cried like a full-fledged woman. I promise you, it gets me every time.
And I was definitely in my feelings when they cut it Sunday. Like I want to tell you, I was in my feelings yesterday, bro. I was ready. I was ready for that reprise, and then all of a sudden it faded out. And
we're gonna release some full concert. So just
I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, just keep it tuned in.
Cool. I got another question coming in a minute, but let me ask you this, Monte. When did your life change with your writing? Like what song was it? What it's like, yo, I'm born for this.
Hello. When I wrote the song Hello, like I wrote some other stuff, but the whole Champion Live record as a songwriter kind of gave me a stamp of approval. And like I was always questionable about my songwriting, like, And then after doing the Champion Live record, I remember doing a couple songs at the church I was at, Greater Grace, that we all from.
Yeah.
And getting the response back, it was like, okay, well, I guess I could do this a little bit. Maybe I will be a songwriter for real. And truth be told, I still to this day, I really never considered myself as being a songwriter, you know.
Yep, I got you.
But that whole record, I shouldn't say just that song, but that record kind of changed. It kind of gave me a boost that I don't need anybody to sit down and write me a song anymore. I can do it with some time.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So, a question that's up here, we answered a little bit about it, a part of it earlier, but this second part, Jonathan Smith from Long Island says, can you guys talk about the process of getting a song placement on a record? Jonathan, we talked a little bit about having the right relationships. So placements will come from relationships. I know some people that have relationships with people who work for labels, and they get phone calls, do you have a song? And they send them songs based on the artist that the person is asking about. The two gentlemen here, they never really write for anyone per se. They write for themselves, and people have enjoyed their music, and then they've gotten the placement. So that's the one part. The other part, from writing and completion to submission, and then the business side, ensuring you get proper credit and royalties. Proper credit and royalties, I'm gonna start it off, and then they can finish, because they get they partially live by the quarter.
Yeah.
Right.
Supplemental checks by the quarter. Just, you want to make sure your stuff is copywritten. You have a relationship, either it's BMI, ASCAP, or CSAC. I don't know if there's any others that are out there. Those are the three that come to my mind. Make sure you register with them, and so you can register your music. And so, Juan, Amante, y'all can take it from here.
I'll speak quickly, because Juante is way more versed in this part. But the main thing I wanted to say was, like he said earlier, is relationships, and you can't be caught in your feelings. Like, you got to be okay with submitting a song to someone. It could be a close friend, it could be someone you don't know that well. It's not guaranteed that they're going to like it or want it, but you can't not talk to them anymore, or unfollow them on social media or whatever. It's business, and at the end of the day, artists are looking for songs that fit them. Yeah. And so when an artist comes to you for a song, y'all notice I'm probably going way too far, because I know Juante's supposed to speak on this, but it made me go back to the Teddy Riley Babyface situation. And one of the things I noticed about Babyface was that a lot of the material that he kept playing for other artists, they all still sounded like Babyface. Nothing changed. And so what I loved about what it spoke to me is that when artists come to Babyface or to anybody, they don't come to them and say, can you give me a song that sounds like me? They want a song that sounds like you. They want a piece. Now, it's a different, whole nother ball game where you're talking about producers, but singers and artists, when they hear an artist or hear a producer they love, they say, hey, can you write for me? Because I love what you do. I love your sound. I love what you put together. And so what you don't want to do, and I've done this before, is try to make your songwriting fit for the artist.
Yeah. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, I'm done. Go ahead, Juante. My bad, bro.
Well, all I'm going to say is, and this kind of piggybacks on the question that's on the screen, when you're submitting a song, just make sure your paperwork and all that stuff is in order before you submit. You see a lot of guys, they write a song, and they call them sleepers. And so they'll write a song, it's a hot song, and somebody hears it, and they ain't handled their paperwork on it, and that song goes viral, so to speak, or gets on like a record, and it's like, oh my God. And then they're stuck at the end trying to hurry up and do their paperwork, get signed in with BMI, ASCAP, or whatever, trying to get that paperwork right. And by then, it's like, anybody can take that, anybody can do anything in that song. You want to make sure your song is copywritten, and you want to make sure that you're getting your royalties by BMI and all those types of things. I mean, it's imperative.
Yo,
can I say one more thing? One more thing. I'm doing.
Hold on.
Let me say something real quick. I'm only talking so much because I got pre-workout in here. I promise you.
Oh my gosh! What?
Almost did.
You got C4, or you use another one?
What happened was, when you texted us and told us about the live, I was getting on my bike to ride to the gym to work out, and so I already started I got limited stuff in it. It's really good. So so I'm on 10. I can run through this wall right now.
Man. So go ahead.
Finish, Juan.
No, I was just gonna say. She asked about snippets. Do you submit snippets? I was told always, especially going into the gate, in the door, always submit full songs, finished, polished, ready to go. How it should sound. Now, once you make it in the door a little bit, and you got a relationship, you can send a song to with somebody just playing acoustic guitar. Like, this is my idea. Boom. Y'all take it. Do what y'all gonna do. But coming out the gate, nobody don't know who you are. They're not even gonna listen. The minute they hear like a little tingly guitar on something, they're gonna be like, next, I don't even want to hear it. Because they don't know you. So just make sure that when you are submitting songs, make sure they're finished, they sound good, they sound decent. You know what I'm saying? Sonically, they sound good. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that you get somebody that can kind of sing and interpret the song if you don't do it yourself to submit it. You know what I'm saying? When you submit it.
Also, what I found out years ago, I was talking to Israel. The first time I really talked to Israel, and one of the things he explained to me was that if your paperwork is done and everything is in the computer and good, I don't have to know you.
Right.
Like, I can literally never meet you. I don't have to like you or anything. I can come and take your song.
Yep.
Now they don't have to call me. No one has to call me and say, "Hey, can we record Great and Mighty?" They don't have to. But what has to happen is that check that if they do their job, then we all get paid. Now, if they don't do their job, I can look on the computer and see they didn't do their job, and then I can go for my money. And so like, there's so many things that we think that we got to do. Like, you got to call the artist and say, "Hey man, I love your song. I would like to." Nope. If you could go into find out who they're registered with, go in, do the paperwork, type out everything, and record that bad boy.
Good stuff.
Yep. That's simple.
Good stuff. Before my next question, someone says, do you have to have a publishing company when you release your music? They keep hearing professionals say you should create a publishing company. Any
should.
You okay, so I don't want to get too deep in this because it's a whole nother conversation. But
a general
summary. I would say yes, you need to have something set up. You can be just and write songs and things like that. But it helps to have your publishing company because a lot of times they pay writers and they pay publishing. So you can split it 50 to your writers, 50 to your publishing, or just all your publishing. So your publishing is how you get paid as a producer or something like that. As a writer, you probably can get away with it because you can just have all of it shifted to your writing. But if you are a producer or if you do music or things like that, you definitely want to have some type of place to hold your publishing. Definitely.
Good stuff. It was a little bit. My next question was a little bit about something he just talked about, the percentage part. Real quick, hit it, and then we're gonna move on to the next one. How would you suggest someone go about? Let's just say they are about to get a placement on an artist that has like their own publishing deal, and they may want a percentage of your song. Like, what would you suggest to them that may be fair coming out, or something for them to consider? Like,
that's a tough question.
Right.
Well, there's two schools of thought on that. And I'm just going to throw out some names, very well-known names, just to do it.
Like Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. If you got a song going on Michael Jackson, and he says, "Hey, you can't put this song on the record unless I get 45% of the song."
You can have it, buddy.
You can have it, buddy. It's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? But if you got an artist that's only selling, which in the reality of gospel music, 10,000, 15, maybe 20, 40,000 records, they come to you and say, "I want 60% of your publishing." No, No, because at the end of the day, your little rest of your percentage, first of all, ain't gonna be enough for you to eat off of, and they're usually trying to have publishing back end publishing deals that they're trying to fulfill on their own. So no, those are the schools of thought. If it's
can I put,
worth it, do it.
I 100% agree with you, bro. First, before I make the statement, I'm on your side.
That means you're gonna go against me, but go ahead.
But this how me and Juante work. I will agree with him. We'll high five on the situation, but I got to give him the pushback on what it would look like.
Right.
And my pushback is maybe not 60%. Maybe you give up 30 or yeah. Maybe. But here's my point: is if it's not Michael Jackson, but if it's maybe the top 5 gospel artists. Definitely. And they make in that contract it says it's going to be their single.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
But if it's about to be a B-side, no sir.
No sir.
Wow,
no,
great.
Sir.
That's even more detail. That's a great example. That's even more detail, man. This is I'm enjoying this content, man. So let's make it light again. Let's make it light again, man. So you guys have been in the gym.
Yeah.
Juan is out here big sexy.
No,
big
man.
sexy.
Juan is did you see? Oh, happy belated. Shout out to my boy Juan. Happy belated birthday.
Appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, 1977 was a great year, brother. It was a great year. Amen. It was the year of the Lord.
Thank you, brother.
But dude, let's talk about this health journey, man, because I know definitely in the industry, gospel music industry, man, it is not something that is discussed.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start, but I'll make it quick. Like I just knew something had to change. I mean, and I've never really told the story like with Amante sitting right here like this on live.
I'm already uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but only because it was like, I mean, we knew something had to change, man. That's all I can say. I knew.
Yep.
And I would play concerts and be tired, can't walk to the hotel. You know what I'm saying? Just, we got to walk, got to take Ubers, we got to get extra cars, bigger cars, seatbelt extensions. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. Just being unhealthy, man, out on the road. And, I just started thinking about the people that were around me, man, and how selfish that really was for me to be like that. And in fact, I really wanted to live, man, and what it would do to, and this is the deeper parts of it, what it would do to, my friends like Amante, JD, for them to have to say, Juante is no longer here. Like, I started thinking about that stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I knew that I was getting older and something had to change. And they both, Jonathan, my uncle, Amante, family, they all like supporting me. But as it always is, when I tell somebody in the past I'm about to make a life change, both of them kind of looked at me like, I mean, all right, we know you can lose 30 pounds. I mean, but you're only going to lose 30 pounds and your watch going to fit a little loose. You still going to look the same, still going to have to wear a seatbelt extension. What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? So when I told Dunn, it's like, okay, for you. But when they really saw me go through the whole surgery thing, change my eating habits, start hitting the gym, I started inspiring them like, whoa, this guy is serious.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it boils down to for me, man. And I would say to all artists and anybody that's out there traveling like that, hey man, you gotta think about your health. You gotta think about your people, your fans, people, period. Like, I mean, fans are people that follow you, that listen to your music, how you bless the people. You gotta think about that, because if you're no longer here, my uncle always says, once you're gone, you're extinct. There is no more you. You're the only you. That's it.
So,
what he's talking about is like I really hopefully we do this again and we can just add Jonathan on here, because we have so much. Me and Jonathan, one thing we have in common is Juante, and so I know early in Jonathan's career and most of his career he's traveled with Juante, and then here the last 6 years it's been me and Juante, and so there's so many stories, and I hope he really takes time and writes this book that he's been talking about.
Oh, it's coming,
there's
bro.
so many stories about how it was traveling with him. Now, granted, at that time I was 315 pounds, 320 pounds still. I'm still a very large man at that time, but but 300 pounds and 500 pounds is a big difference.
Huge.
And still able to get around a little bit different, but the process for all of us was just different. I remember, I'll tell one story. And I always hate telling stories about Juante in those days because it kind of has to be embarrassing. But thinking of it now, that's not who he is anymore. So I can tell the story.
Yeah.
And if the tables would turn, he would do the same thing.
Yeah.
So we was at Stellar Awards. And we decided in Vegas that we were going to go get something to eat. And unfortunately, I don't know why we were walking. I think we parked far. And the walk had to be 3 to 4 miles. And
it was blatant.
It was so hot. And here's the thing. If it was wintertime and it was freezing, for Juante at that time, he sweat no matter what. He wakes up sweating. He was always sweating. And so we literally have to watch him die. He was dying just to try to keep up. So it got to the point, in the movies when someone gets shot in the leg, back in the day, they used to do it way back in the day, you get shot in the leg, they say, just go. Just go live your life. Just save your life. I'll be all right. I lived a long life. And so that's how it was. Like, he knew we had so far to go, and he knew at that point there was just absolutely no way. And the thing was, we all felt bad, so we tried to walk slow, walk back. At one point, we lost him. Like, I don't know where I think he went to a store. He went sat down. We lost him. And so I'm telling that story to say how we don't deal with those issues anymore. Like those issues are not a problem. From flying, from going to a restaurant where we don't have to get, like, at that time he couldn't get in a booth, so we always had to get a table. Like, these are things we always had to think about ahead of time. So now the traveling piece is a breeze now. It's a breeze.
Good stuff, Juan. Yeah. Good stuff, man. I wanted to speak about that, bro, because again, it's something that we don't talk about, and we see it a lot. When doing those concerts, what do we do immediately after church? We go out to eat, right? Yeah. We eating burgers, we eating, fries. Some people get big breakfast. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we're eating at the most active times of our day. We're basically winding down, and we're, I appreciate you guys sharing that, man. And I know for a fact that it's definitely helping somebody today, man. So, I definitely appreciate that. And what Juan also didn't say, he's kind of on the vegan journey as well.
Yeah.
He's been doing the vegan thing, and man, I just really, really, really think that's dope. But we have to recognize that, we need to change. Yeah. And we need to, and if we're going to be effective in whatever craft, whatever industry that we're in, we have to be healthy. We got to take time out to, talk about that.
Thanks.
Yo, so what's up, man? How's the quarantine been for you guys? Like, has it been like chill, or you've been just as busy, if not more busy?
For me, it's go ahead, Monte.
Well, both. Okay, so me and Juante, we live a good 2 hours away from each other, and we both are men who live alone, and so, it's been cool and it's been rough. It's now, granted, my church is like a 6-minute drive from me. And so I have to be here on Wednesday for our midday service, which is still online, but I have to come in, lead worship, and then I come in on Sunday mornings to lead worship. And so those are my outlets right now. Now, granted, like I said, my kids are out there on the East Coast with you. And so the climate is completely different here than it is there. And so it's a whole lot more relaxed here in Ohio than it is out there. And so we can still get up and move around. Mm-hmm. Nothing's really open, but if we need, like, other than the grocery store is now the new mall. And so especially here, days a week, like it's a good time. And so, but other than that, I know me and Juante's going to the gym now where he's at, and I'm secretly going to the gym where I'm at here. But
I'm secretly going.
What'd you say?
I said I'm secretly going to the gym.
He's posting on everything. I'm not telling nobody I'm in the gym. I'm trying to come back. I'm trying to come back from quarantine with abs. I'm trying to come back with a ripped up chest. Now, realistically, I'm gonna need quarantine to go until next year for that to happen. But we're working on it.
My story, man. I just became more acquainted with outside. Like I would do everything in the gym. I bought a bike. You know,
wow, dope.
A regular bike, not a motorcycle, like a bike. And so I love with like bike riding. I go walk trails. You know, like I've never been an outside guy. I mean, like Amante said, me being one of those guys that sweat all the time when I was heavier, outdoors in the summertime was like, I'm just gonna sit inside. But I've been able to get out, and I take walks and become one with nature, like at the pond and all types of stuff. It's like it's weird. Like I never done any of that stuff. So quarantine for me has been, social distancing, but getting to be, out and about in nature. Like I really enjoyed that. That's been my thing, being outside, sitting outside.
Yeah, good stuff, man. That's dope. Juan, man, I had an opportunity back in I want to say it was 2009, 2010 when we was promoting the Fresh Anointing project.
Yes.
Fresh Anointing project, man. And I just want to say, again, like that was a really dope thing that you guys did to release, that many songs. But I also want to shout you out, man, because like, dude, like you've been able to keep, good bands, with you, man. What can you share about what you look for in your bands? And I mean, people may not talk about you as a bass player, but you're definitely solid, bro. You're definitely a dope dude, man. Your placements, how you just sit there and it just feels so good. Like, listening to them joints, bro. So what's your process picking your bandmates?
And I'll let the cat out the bag. Here's the truth. I'm not that. I mean, and I'm funny. I'm trying to be funny. I don't think I'm that great of a bass player. So because I have that mentality, I've always surrounded myself around really, really, really dope, really good musicians.
Mm-hmm.
That's really been my process. Like I know I need a dope drummer. I know I need a drummer that's solid, that can lock in the pocket, that's not gonna lose that track. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's gonna help my foundation. That's gonna help with the groove. Like if the drummer ain't grooving, if me and the drummer ain't grooving, the rest of the whole band is gonna be trash. I mean, that's just realistic, especially with the type of artist with Jonathan. If we not grooving, he's a drummer, musician. If that bass and drums ain't locking, it was just gonna be trash. So I've taken that with me. So that, and then making sure I have keyboard players that know what they're doing, man, and know how to just lay in the pocket and know what position to play, not to overplay the artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And other than that, it's just having that conversation with everybody, man, to let everybody know, hey, this is not a one man band. We are a band. Every piece that we put together, it counts towards something. So what you do, what I do, what the drummer does, can't nobody really overshadow anybody, because if you overshadow, then we don't gel together as a band. So I gotta find cast to jail, man. And gratefully, Ohio. I mean, I'm from here. I'm not trying to, but Ohio has some.
Talk about it.
We know how to put the bands. We know how to play together as a band.
Yeah. Yo, real quick. Let me pause real quick, bro. I just want to shout out Kyrie and the crew, bro.
Oh.
Can I just shout out Kyrie and the crew, bro? Because I remember Kyrie from the Fresh Anointing joint.
Yeah, that's when he came on. He came on. This was funny. Kyrie came on to play like auxiliary keyboards.
Yeah.
Like there was Pee Wee. We had him on playing organ. Basically, Kyrie's playing organ as a young cat. He had Ed on drums and myself on bass, and we were running the loop tracks and all that stuff. And Kyrie just out of nowhere, man. In that season when I stepped away, Kyrie just he became a monster. It's like it's unbelievable to me.
Shout out to Red Hands, y'all. Go
Definitely.
and check them out.
By
Oh my
far.
gosh. They make listening to music fun, man. Like, gosh, feel that joint. So yeah, when you talk about Ohio, bro, I feel you. I got you.
Yeah, so Ohio musicians, man, they just know how to play together as a band, and no, no offense to anybody else, we just have that. And I hear from other people from the East Coast, the West Coast, they're like, hey, it's something about that Midwest Ohio, that Midwest area. How y'all can just come together and we can get a drummer, a bass player, a keyboard player from all different parts of Ohio that really haven't played the music together, and y'all learn the music, and it's like them boys are smashing. And
yeah,
I was telling Juante last week.
Everywhere.
I was telling Juante last week that I was talking to Paris Bowen last week, and I sent him the single.
Yeah.
And then I sent him other music. The first thing he said was like, "Who in the heck is playing on this record?" and who's on this record now? I've always, me and Juante, we gel well together, but my way of thinking is a little bit different. Like I always try to find guys that don't nobody know.
Yeah,
one, it's easier to keep together a band when you got guys that don't nobody know. And so like everybody's not pulling from it. So when you got a show, they're gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
But man, like if you can just get like here's the truth, like Juante tell you, I haven't really had a keyboard player since Juante's been playing with me. Like I haven't had a keyboard player.
Yeah.
So it's just been what, 2 guitars or 1 lead? I mean 2 leads, or how does that?
Well, done shows where it's just been like we went a whole year almost of consistent travel where it was just me, Amante, and a drummer, and track. That's it. And every once in a while we would take one background singer. But it's hard. Hey, we really keyboard.
I just need people to know that Amante is a Black singer that has been carrying the guitar and leading worship before it became popular. I just need people to know that. I just need to know, like, he is not just I just arrived.
Jason, if I'm totally honest with you, bro, it's a thing that if it excites me, like knowing that, like hearing you say that, it does make me feel good. But there are times, and if I'm just being transparent, there are times where it doesn't feel good because you see it become such a fad now, like everybody's doing it. And so you just like sometimes you kind of feel like you just kind of being swept away underneath everything while another guy comes up playing guitar, another guy's that come up play guitar. And I want to even tell you, like, there's been times where I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna play guitar for a while. Like, maybe I need to be the guy that just sings, but want to like, no, your guitar plays a very big part of our sound.
That just happened.
I don't.
Maybe 3 years
because
he wasn't really a part of the band until maybe about 2.5 years ago. Before that, it was like, can you turn down a little bit of my ears? But something happened.
The catch is though, Jason, I don't play acoustic guitar. I mean, I have guitar and I do play acoustic sometimes, but I'm an electric guitar player.
Got it.
And so, and the reason why I made that choice probably about 10 years ago is because I needed to feel like I'm a part of the moment. And so when you're playing acoustic guitar with a full band, it can get lost in the sauce and you can't be heard and you can't hear what you're doing. But when you have an electric guitar,
it's talking.
It's talking. And so for the last 4 or 5 years, if you hear any of my music, that guitar is right in your face. Like it's my song. So I've always like this. One of the things I've always wanted, like, is when people hear my music, they don't have to question before I even sing on the track. They don't have to question whose song this is. Like, oh, this has to be a Monte song. Like, and that's the dope thing about even with Juante. Like when you hear Juante play, you hear someone play, you hear Juante play, you're like, oh, that's got to be Juante on bass. Like you know without a fact that's Juante on bass.
Yeah, and I'm that's fleshy, Amante. I would say this, and I'm probably gonna get in trouble, but I don't care. Monte's gonna be mad, but I say it all the time, man. I think a lot of artists, period, these newer artists that are out, even everybody, I think a lot of them are playing guitar up front, and I believe it because Amante was doing it, and he won't agree with it.
Like I said, man, before it became a fad, I remember. Dancing is all for you. Our hands are clapping is all.
I know artists that we were in shows and they were like, "Hey man, maybe I start playing guitar front," and then lo and behold, they're playing guitar front out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? So, like it's become such a thing.
Yeah.
That, a lot of artists are grabbing onto it.
Yo, thanks for saying that, Monte, man. Like, so you travel to different churches, and even the church. Shout out to Bishop Clark. Got an opportunity to sit with him. He preached for us some years ago, man, and I just got to chop it up with him. And he's close with a few of my friends. Shout out to Scott Cumberbatch. I see you up here, bro. And
Scott.
Yo, bro, how do you go about being sensitive to your song selection? Being that you are a writer whose songs are guitar driven, and then majority of the Black churches aren't guitar driven.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how do you select? What's your process in that, man?
We bring an amp.
Yeah, I always bring an amp.
We bring an amp. You
gotta bring an amp, because if I don't bring an amp, they're not prepared for me to play guitar.
We bring.
But truthfully, like as in working the church, working not so much being an artist. Now we're talking as being the worship pastor, and like First Church is really. I'm sitting here at First Church right now, so it's not, when I got here, was not prepared for, guitar driven. But the truth, there's a sneaky a secret in the Black church that people don't really know and even acknowledge, which is it's always been strange to me, but it's a secret. And that secret is Black people love acoustic guitar. They love it. And the thing is, I don't love it. But for some reason, when people see that acoustic guitar, they get so excited. But the catch is, for me personally, because the way I was raised musically, especially in college, is that you learn different ways of doing it. And so I urge worship pastors to be multifaceted at what you do. And so at First Church, there's Sundays my guitar's at home or in my office. This is not Sunday I'm playing guitar. Or this is the week I'm playing acoustic, or this is the week I'm playing electric. And it just depends on what you're doing. But I mean, having a conversation with Bishop Clark, and I was just saying, like, it's really important that we give the people what the people are get something spontaneous. Like, they don't know for a fact. This week, every week, they don't know what they're going to get. They do know one thing. They do know one thing. They're going to get a hymn. But it's my job to present the hymn, so it feels like exactly like the hymn that they know, but also it's not dry and dead. And so lyrically, we're giving them the hymn, but maybe beat wise, it's a little bit different from what they're used to. But what I'm finding out is they don't care about your acoustic guitar or your organ. They need those lyrics. And so if those lyrics are the same, but it feels somewhat the same, because what you don't want to do is change a hymn. Lord, please, do not change a hymn. You won't have a job. But you can change the tempo. You can change the tempo. And so that's kind of how I go along with song selection. Now, as an artist, song selection is a little bit different. I want to tell you, when we get to a place, he'll wait until like maybe right before we go on show, because I don't know. Like, I don't know. Because even though Black folks love the acoustic guitar, you also can rub them the wrong way by giving them too much rock and roll for the Black church is a little much. And so you got to find a happy medium. I know Juante, here lately, I always jump, especially after coming from First Church, I always jump into a hymn when we do gospel concerts. And one of the things I learned was a long time ago was watching how Ty Tribbett was so radical, but was still churchy. And so it makes people, it just kind of draws people in. Like, they're already looking at you trying to figure out what you are. But if you show them that you have some substance, they don't care what kind of music you're playing, but you have substance, they will draw into what you have. Like they check you out, but if you have substance, those songs make sense. And the thing is, as an independent artist or an artist that's not famous, they don't know your music.
Yeah.
They don't know your music. So it's important that you have a good cover that they can get with, or him, or something that they know that kind of will draw them. You can't force what you do. Oh, I'm just gonna be me. I mean, the greats are great. The greats are greats. Like Fred Hammond to me is the GOAT, and we can argue that till we die, but he's the GOAT.
No arguments on here.
What Fred will do though is give you something that, even though we all know his music, but he's gonna give you a standard every once in a while in his concert. It draw you right in. And so I preach this to artists all the time.
Yo, that's good stuff, because you definitely have to have something that connects before you present. Go ahead, Juan.
I was going to say this from a musician standpoint, being an MD and riding with these guys. I would say to the musicians side of it, start thinking more like artists and stop thinking like a musician, especially if you're going to be an MD. Stop thinking like you just a musician or you just the MD. It's all about the music, because it's so much that goes on with these artists that you have. Amante's taught me a lot. Jake taught me a lot about how to be like. Even now on the road, I kind of carry myself as an artist, because I'm thinking like they thinking. Like sometimes I'll pull Amante to the side. We can't open with that. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the crowd.
Yeah, that's good.
I recognize where we are and what's going on as thinking like an artist, not just excited to go out there on stage and play the music. I'm thinking about the whole concept of the whole concert and the whole ministry piece. Is like I say to musicians, start thinking like artists. Start at least understanding the artists that you're with, and start thinking like them while you're on the road. And it'll help the relationship a whole lot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There you go, Juan. That's for you.
How does a musician do that?
Yeah.
I would say, just like we study musicians, study artists. Study what they do, why they write the way they do, why they carry themselves the way they do in concert. What was the reason why they didn't do the song you thought was a hit song on a record? Why they never do that song live? You know, like I used to ask myself all the time, like, why don't they ever do that song? But you start thinking like, well, they can't sing along with that song. That song doesn't connect with people because it's not moving.
Juante, you're forgetting a huge part though. When I say it, you're like, oh yeah. Well, it's 50-50. One is you want to get to know the artist.
Yeah.
If you're playing for art, you want to get to know them. And two is find out what musically makes them tick.
Yes.
What musically makes them tick. And so for me,
help us, brothers.
You could play 2 shows with me, which is fine. But after that second show, there's a conversation me and you have to have.
Yeah.
And so because there's certain things I need as an artist, because what happens is I feel my preach coming on. What happens is that people's interpretation of you as a musician will have the wrong interpretation of you because they haven't studied you and understood what you like. Yes. And so when someone says, oh, he's a worship leader, he's a worship artist, so let me get up here and just play all strings or flutes or whatever. But guess what? That's not going to work for me. I will fire you quickly. That's not going to work for me. And so what happens is if I see that we're going to work for a while, first thing I do, I want to tell you, is I sing you music of the music I love.
Yep.
I sing you music of the music I love. That has nothing to do with me. I'm going to sing you some John Mayer. I'm going to sing you some Toto. Study that. Yep. Study that. I love the fact that you know some Hezekiah Walker. I love Hezekiah Walker. But that's not going to work for my set. But if you know some Toto, some Chicago, or some 80s music, them synth sounds, that's how you get the job with me. It's the same thing with every artist. You got to find out what makes them tick.
I'm glad you said that. Go ahead, Juan.
I had to literally go into a place to get to understand that. Like I had to literally study up on that music because I would do stuff, even producing with Amante. I'll be like, yeah, man, this is the sound. He's like, nah, that ain't it. I'm like, no, that's it, Doc. Nah, I'm talking sessions where we just went back and forth like, nah, that ain't going through sounds. And I'm like, what does this guy want? So it took me to start listening to all these different facets of music.
Yeah.
Stuff now, like, bro, check this out. He's like, bro, that's amazing, because I understand where not just he is now, but where we are musically making music.
And that's good, because I definitely was about to go there, kind of in a with a question along of, who do you listen to? Mont, you already answered that, and Juan, man, who as a bass player, who do you listen to?
Man, I listen to, of course, all the bass players, but one of my favorite bass players is I love Daryl Freeman. Daryl is one of my favorite. I like the young cat from Indianapolis. I can't think of his name.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, he's a problem.
He's a problem. Matt, that plays with Kurt Franklin. These guys are problems. And so I listen to those guys, but realistically, when it comes to me playing bass and who I listen to, I listen to more of the music and the whole arrangement as a bass player.
Yep. Okay.
Understanding how the whole music fits around the bass and what the bass actually needs to do. So that's my thing.
Is that the producer part of you though too? I mean, I know you play bass primarily, but you produce as well, so you're always looking at the bigger picture.
It's probably 50, Jay, because about 4 years. First of all, I've been trying to retire playing bass for about 5 or 6 years. Every year, this is my last year playing bass. I'm just about to produce. But about 2 or 3 years ago, man, I really fell in love with my instrument again. Not from listening to other bass players, but from listening to other music and understanding what position the bass actually plays in this type of music.
That's good, man.
And so I actually started listening to music differently, and then that shifted me in a different area as a producer from everything that I do, from the stuff that I really love to do that nobody knows, like the trap music and the hip hop and the pop music, the stuff that's easy that I can just pull samples and put it together and pull stuff out. Like I can do that in a heartbeat. But it helped me from that to producing our whole full songs for records. So yeah.
Yo, that's dope. That's really, really dope, man. I think I'm definitely learning something about, just the whole process and understanding that, because I think that piece of understanding the artist is something that is missed. Knowing, even the early days of GA, even the early days of GA, like it was almost like they lived together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like every day they played together. Every day so it's like if they heard something, everybody got the same song, like from that artist, no matter the genre. It's like, guys, listen to this. You know what I'm saying? And they would come and they would master it and rehearse it. And I think that's a piece that's really, really missed when it comes to knowing the artist that you're playing for and understanding the artist. Like that's.
But you know what's amazing about GA? I don't leave this alone. But what's amazing about them and about Ty Tribbett, period, is that as difficult as the music is, as left field as it is, the songs still work in the church. Yeah. And so that right there, it shows how you can. The reason why I love John Mayer so much is how great of a musician he is, but the music is still, the meat of the song is simple. It may have a whole lot of other stuff. Me and Juante both consider ourselves as cooks, and so you can have a great meal, but if you got you can have a whole bunch of great seasoning and side pieces to go with the food. But if the main piece, we're both vegan, so if the mushrooms, and other food, mushrooms like a side part. But the way we eat, mushroom is the main thing.
The main part.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And so if the main thing doesn't work, you don't have a good meal. But when you listen to his songs, like you go back to "I Will Bless the," they're doing a whole bunch of musical stuff, but the meat of the song can still be done. If you just got a keyboard player and a drummer, you can still pull the song off.
Yes,
absolutely. I'm sorry for all the GA fans that'll be listening. I'm sorry. It's sound check. Sorry.
Yes,
we'll make that. we'll make that correction. But yeah, man, and I gotta get some of the mushroom recipes, bro, because Man, I know, man. It's all about the seasoning, and probably about maybe a year and a half ago, bro, I just started eating mushrooms for like the first time because I was just. We have moments in our house where we don't eat meat for days and months at a time, so we look for other options, and definitely mushrooms were better than I thought.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll take your meal to the next level.
There's somebody up here who's happy about you guys being vegan. Another vegan, Pastor Mike Odom. Shout out to Pastor O. Yeah, he's always preaching vegan and want me to go to certain restaurants and get some of them alternatives.
Yes,
Jason. So when we travel, a lot of pastors will take us out. So we have rules. Like we've had rules even before Juante got skinny. Like our rules, like we never go out to eat after a concert.
Right.
Me personally, Juante knows I'm not comfortable going out to eat with a bunch of people because you just know how you don't know how they're gonna act. But also as a singer, like you won't survive long term if you're always going out to eat after you. That means you're not sleeping, you're not resting, especially with us. Well, we gotta get up super early to be on the road, like, and to do another show the next day. But you was at Chili's until 2:00 in the morning, laughing and cackling, and then got no voice the next day.
Yo, it's funny you mentioned that, man, because I don't know. For me, I think it's an age thing. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I think a couple of years ago, we were at convention. You know, we chopping it up. My wife, everybody coupled up, like we chilling, bro. We were like falling asleep in the hallway, just trying to. I'm like, nah, bro. we good. Like, so it's like, you know what I mean? Like midnight, yo, we wrapping this up because I need to go and rest, man. But yo, dude, like I really appreciate your time tonight, man, and sharing. And we definitely can't wait. So Monte, when will you have a decision about the song, bro?
You know, here's the truth. We made the decision last week was gonna go with it. And,
okay.
But today, I called Juante, put this out there in front of everybody. I called Juante, he looked me off. And so when me and Juante called look it off. So if you're a football fan, when a quarterback is supposed to throw it to somebody and he's open and he decides not to throw it to him, throw it to somebody else, that means he looked him off. And so I called Juante to talk about these decisions, and he looked me off. And so we have 2.5 choices on the single, and so but the single that we wanted to put out is probably other than, like, I didn't get a chance to get to my part when we asked what song that is our song. Call the Name of Jesus is probably my favorite song that I've ever. Well, no, Master is my favorite song I've ever written, but Call the Name of Jesus is my favorite song to perform, especially if I'm in great voice.
Yeah.
But this song right here, it's called Very Good, is a monster. It's a monster.
It's very good.
So,
very good.
Oh, it's and just like Call the Name of Jesus, we performed Call the Name of Jesus for a while before we recorded, and it was always like pandemonium, you know. And so same thing with Very Good. We've only done it like 3 times, and
it's crazy.
It's been a situation we literally have to end the concert, like send everybody home, like it's over, like, and not over like because we just killed them, but the weight of the song is just, it's overwhelming.
It's good.
And so we're planning to release it this month.
Please, man. I definitely can't wait. You know, I definitely enjoy hearing your music, and I can't wait for something new, man. And I just, again, like I said at the beginning, man, I appreciate you guys for being consistent since I've known you since Tune to Worship, since, you know, coming to Jersey back in 06 or whatever that was, man. Like, I really, you know, appreciate you guys. And yo, we need to hear more from you.
Yes,
you know
sir.
I mean? As much as we can from you without you know, without you becoming you know, pop stars.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, you become pop star, man. Like, your music changes, man. Like, it's like, I don't know. You start writing different on, you know, the money is good, and
something changes.
Something changes.
Facts.
It's not as raw.
Right. That's true. That's true. I hope I would love for us to go to another place, go up higher, and go play bigger shows, connect with more people. But you know, I don't know if I have the capability to actually musically change. You know, I've been the same way for 20 years. Like,
good stuff.
You know, I was getting on my bike today, and I play the same record before I get on the road, or before I get on my bike, and it is what it is. Like, I can't change it. It's what makes my heart beat a little bit faster. It's what works for me. You know, when we go on the road, and like, we know exactly what we're gonna listen to. We know we've been doing this for years. We know exactly what we're about to listen to, and it is what it is. You know, it ain't nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, good stuff, man. So, bros, I appreciate your time, man. And yo, when that joint drop, put that flyer out like 2 weeks or whatever it is, the countdown to it, man. And we're gonna get some pre-purchases or pre-downloads or whatever you call them, you know, before it drops. Yeah, we're gonna do all of that. And for everybody that's listening, look them up. Amante Lacey, Lacey. Go and check them out. All your digital outlets. Juante Hall. You'll see his name on any of the Jonathan Dunn projects, Amante projects, others that are out there. You'll see his placements. So go and download their music. If you're gonna stream, I need you to stream it 10 million times.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Not just once. I need you to stream it 10 million times, and share this information, share this live, man. So, brothers, gonna let y'all go. Monte, I don't know if that C4 wore off, but I don't know, man. Maybe you could get some push-ups in or something.
No. So the gym is here at the church, and so I'm still ready. I'm ready. It's about to go down.
I go tomorrow at 11. So
good stuff, man. Bros, I love you guys, man, and we'll get up soon, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Got it.
Yep.